No, Nadas, we do a lot of good stuff on BasketNews, but one of my favorite things that we do before the season is our top EuroLeague's players ranking. And this time we have a top 10 to present to you guys. If you haven't followed our basketnews.com articles, we have the whole top 30 over there. Today we'll mostly focus on the top 10. And Donatas, I understand a lot of people might think, who came up with this top 10? So could you explain, as one of the people or the person who was responsible for this whole top players ranking, how was this made?
I asked people that I surveyed to rank players in a scale from 1 to 5. And I got insights from 33 executives, coaches, scouts, BasketNews crew members, and also selected international media.
Okay.
Just to present the picture, who we think are the best players entering 25-26 season based on their previous year's performance, their projection for the next year, their role, their status, team's ambitions, and how impactful they might be. So our number 10 includes, starting from number 10 position, Evan Fournier. Wade Baldwin is number 9. Matthias Lazor and Ed Tavares, number 7 and number 8. Nikola Mirotic is 6th. Shane Larkin, number 5. TJ Shorts, number 4. Mike James, number 3. Sasha Vezenkov, number 2. And Kendrick Nunn, by 1 point margin, has been presented as the best player entering the season.
Wow.
And my question to you, after hearing all these names, what doesn't make sense? What doesn't add up in this ranking?
I mean, we got to remember this was done before the season started, right? So what doesn't make sense at the moment, if you look at everything, is a player at the 4th position who is averaging about 4 points a game. This is not how it was supposed to be, probably. It's not how many points will this player average. That's the position you get. But TJ Shorts, TJ Shorts at the position 4 with plus 46 compared to last season. So he was 50th in last season, and this season he's 4th and got 6 MVP votes, which means that people considered him in the MVP category. Is something that's obviously not panning out the way that the optimistic people were hoping for. I had doubts, and you had doubts. We all had doubts at this table here, and we said this is the biggest question. How will TJ Shorts integrate into this Panathinaikos system, Panathinaikos core of players with all these leaders, with obviously Kendrick Nunn with the ball a lot? You know, how is this going to look like? So far, it seems like Panathinaikos hasn't figured out how to integrate TJ Shorts, how to have a productive and how to highlight the best abilities of TJ Shorts in their team.
I don't remember the exact votes that I had, but for sure it was not the MVP vote. And maybe it was second all EuroLeague vote, which is 3 points in a scale of 5.
Right.
So I think just many people got confused. Maybe they didn't understand the criteria, or they overlooked the fact that, you know, he's not going to get the same role, or they were too optimistic, as you mentioned. So to me, I mean, it doesn't make sense. When I saw TJ Short's name that high, I was surprised, and I thought that it might not go as well as many expect.
This makes sense if you're evaluating last season or something like that. But if you're talking about the best players this season, you had to think about, you know, because we've talked about this with Jerome Blossom game, about how much a role in your team actually impacts how you're going to look like. It's not like TJ Shorts suddenly doesn't know how to play basketball, suddenly doesn't have the speed, the skill, the ability to pull up from the mid-range. He has all those things. The space he's operating in is not the same as it was in Paris. So yeah, the leap, 46 positions is, you know, that's not surprising to me that he leaped a lot. We didn't expect a Euro Cup MVP. He was the MVP of the Euro Cup, if I'm not mistaken, to transition so well into the EuroLeague basketball. But for him to transition into a different team, that's, as we see, is a bigger challenge than expected. Otherwise, we look at this top 10. I mean, Matthias Lazor, 7th or 8th. Obviously, considering his injury last season, actually last year now even, you could have said, we don't know what kind of Matthias Lezort is going to come back. If he's going to come back right away, he hasn't come back yet properly.
Yeah.
He came back in that Final Four, you remember, and didn't look like himself because obviously no preparation, no playing basketball for 5 months or so after your leg breaks in half essentially, and then you're back on the court trying to provide in the most crucial part of the season. That was a bit rushed, I think, and then so far he hasn't played, so we still don't know what kind of Matthias Lezort is going to come back.
I'm surprised to see him in top 10, to be honest. Based on the last year's situation, he didn't play since January, and now he's returning only in December. That's
the 2023-24 season. Matthias Lezort is the top 5 player.
Top 5 for sure.
But this injured and coming back Matthias Lezort, we just don't know.
And he lost only 1 position in this ranking compared to the last year. So to me, that was surprising.
Yeah.
And Wade Baldwin, he also dropped 1 position. He's number 9. To me, that's surprising too, because with Nigel Hayes-Davis out, with Marko Guduric out, and with him just being healthy during the offseason, you could expect him to be even better. He already had a decent season finale last year, so I think I would definitely put him above Eddie Tavares and Matthias Lezort, and
in general, I
maybe
feel
potentially over Nikola Mirotic.
Yeah, I agree with you. And another guy, obviously, Evan Fournier. He's 10th in this, and he added 7 spots compared to last year. I think last year we were just looking at how he looked in the NBA. We were not sure what kind of form he's gonna come in. We
even in FIBA basketball, he wasn't very.
Did he play
consistent?
Did he play in the? Yeah, he played in the Paris Olympics.
Yeah, but
right?
you remember he was benched before the crucial stage, and it actually worked out for France. So we were not sure.
Yeah.
And he proved himself. He jumped from number 17 to number 10.
Again, role. What role you get? He got the role where he can take shots and he can play freely in the system, because they actually needed the guy to do that. They needed the guy to take the ball sometimes and create something, one-on-one or off the dribble, off the pick and rolls. And Evan Fournier, I think, he wasn't in MVP conversations last year, but he was clearly the second guy after Sasha Vezenkov, and stats-wise, I think efficiency-wise and points per game, he was close. He was not that far, even though Sasha Vezenkov obviously was playing at this.
He wasn't that close, actually.
Points-wise, maybe.
Points-wise,
efficiency not. I remember
Sasha's
he was
on a different level, man.
And also, Fournier's efficiency is never super high because he takes a lot of shots.
But still, it was a great season.
No, it was a great season, and he was a crucial guy for Olympiacos.
Going down below top 10, there's Vasilij Micic, number 12. So, which I think proves that the doubt was real, and not only on this podcast, but in general, because we're talking about the Final Four MVP, EuroLeague MVP, back-to-back EuroLeague champion. He was always in the top 5 of these rankings every time he was in the EuroLeague. So now to see him dropping out of top 10, it just proves that people were not sure. But so far, he's proving that many could have been quite wrong, because early season start is quite promising.
I think where he is in this ranking, 12th, is let's say, not the ceiling, but the floor for him, how he looks right now. So he looks like at least the 12th best player in the EuroLeague right now for me. From his production, his impact on Hapoel, and his shape right now. He's shooting 40% from 3. Of course, it's a very small sample size, but the confidence is back, the shiftiness, craftiness, all these things. I think he might, have a season where he actually breaks the top 10, and next year we might be talking about a top 10 player, not a 12th guy in this ranking. And then out of other guys, obviously a big fall for all Real Madrid players because of the season they had last year. And one of the players that really stands out to me is Facundo Campazzo, a guy who was really great in moments of last season. And he was 4th ranked in terms of last year. Now he's 14th, 10 spots down.
I'm surprised because all of Madrid players actually dropped, but he had the biggest drop. And I don't think that he was the worst of these Real Madrid players. in my eyes, he was probably the best him and Mario Hezonja based on the last season's performance.
Yeah.
So it was a bit surprising that he lost so many positions in the ranking.
A guy who gained a lot of positions was Zach Lidé, actually, 16th and plus 20 compared to his previous ranking, and that was because of the incredible season he had.
And Marko Guduric jumped by also 28
positions
to top 20.
Yeah.
So that was huge. But he was great glue guy for Fenerbahce last season. And what I like about Guduric is that he doesn't need to be the top scorer, doesn't need to be your go-to guy, but he finds a way how to contribute. And last season, he was so clutch in a lot of games. Just like yesterday against Žalgiris, he called the game basically with his last three-pointer. Heading to the top 30, I was surprised to see some names. And I'll be honest, Rokas Jokubaitis. By the way, coming from unranked in the last year's ranking because he was switching from Barca bench player's role to Maccabi. He became one of the most important players from Maccabi team.
He had a great season.
But to be over Carlik Jones, Isaac Bonga, Jabari Parker, Theo Maledon, Jerian Grant. I don't know, man.
I don't know. Offensively, his numbers, if you look just at the numbers, what he did in Maccabi, he's over... Maybe even all of those guys.
Yeah, but
you are in Maccabi
was like 18th, 19th last season.
Second to last or something.
Yeah, so... Okay, Eurobasket was huge.
Yeah.
He was flying. He was one of the best point guards in the competition, but he got basically season-ending injury.
That's what I don't
have
get.
To take it into consideration.
Why is he even in this ranking? I don't get, because I wouldn't put an injured guy who's not going to play the whole season. So what's the point of putting him in here? I'm not sure.
I was surprised
that everyone just put him so high up. Yeah, I agree.
Elijah Bryant had an incredible jump from 66th position last season and by 43 to 23rd position.
Also deservedly so. He became essentially the leader, even though it's always been about Shane Larkin in FS. Last year, I think Elijah Bryant was more consistently the guy for the team. And now he moved to Hapoel, and he's still producing, good numbers offensively, still good on defense. I mean, the guy deserves to be in the top 30 for sure, I think. And generally, guys, if you're struggling to follow along as we're talking about these players, don't forget all of this top 30 ranking is on our website, BasketNews.com. Since it's a bit older, this article, it came out right before the season. You can just go in the search bar and just put in EuroLeague players ranking. You'll find all three articles from 30th to 21st place, then from 20th to 11th, and then from the top 10. So make sure to check that out.
Make sure to press like button on this video and put the notification bell on because we're posting a lot of our bonus clips basically every single day. So stay tuned.
Especially when it's double weeks, every single day.